Larry Klayman, Special Prosecutor Larry Klayman, yours truly, coming to you today with our 10-minute podcast. Maybe it'll be less because, frankly, I can get to the point, and we need to get to the point. A litmus test of where we are today in this country is the fact that someone like Rush Limbaugh, who has lung cancer, can get the Medal of Freedom, and no sooner than a few seconds later, he's branded as a racist. That low-class behavior by the left, which we also saw with Nancy Pelosi ripping up the State of the Union message, we witnessed it yesterday with her remarks with regard to the president and religion, the vicious looks that she has on her face. She drips with venom. She's scarier than the Wicked Witch of the West in Wizard of Oz. This tells you the state of the left. They are out to destroy everyone. It doesn't matter who gets in their path. They want to take control of this country, and anyone that challenges them is subject to destruction. I myself, who deal with bar issues in Washington, D.C., a very partisan bar association run by leftists who contribute heavily to the Obamas, the Clintons, the Bidens, and everybody else. I'm up against that. There's a hearing committee where an actual communist is sitting on that committee with another leftist. His name is Michael Tiger. We'll do more about that later. Pictures of him with Ramon Castro, thank you notes from Fidel Castro. It doesn't matter what area you're talking about today. The left wants to destroy you because their goal is to take the country over and to install a Bolshevik-style gulag, in fact, enslave us. We will no longer worship a god, according to them. We will worship government. So to see Nancy Pelosi yesterday at the National Prayer Breakfast, I sincerely doubt that she believes in God. I really don't. She believes in the God of the state, and so do the rest of them. And what they did to Rush Limbaugh is despicable. He deserves the Medal of Honor. No sooner than he was given that Medal of Honor, he was called a racist. One of my other clients was brought into this, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, saying that he's a racist too, and he should never have gotten a pardon. This is out of control. And the person leading the charge, along with the vile leftist media, was one Joseph Biden, one of the most corrupt people ever to occupy the vice presidency of the United States, an individual who obviously greased things for his half-wit former drug addict son who's now driving around Beverly Hills in a $129,000 Porsche at the same time that he claims to be destitute, at the same time that he fathered a child with a stripper and denied it. The court had to order that, in fact, he was the stripper. Now, of course, he's going to have to pay up, so he's hiding his money. These are the people on the left. It's unbelievable. And it's time for the president. I was glad to hear him say yesterday that he was going to have a meeting in the White House and he was going to figure out what to do about these people because it's time that he does something. Tweets are not enough. It's time that he uses his executive authority. It's time that he uses and orders Attorney General Bill Barr to conduct real investigations and to bring indictments against these people, particularly the Bidens. They should be indicted for what they did. They engaged in bribery. Others should be held accountable too, and we're doing that with our citizens' grand juries. We're going to hold Mueller accountable. He's going to be tried. He's already been indicted. We're going to have indicted Pelosi, Nadler, Schiff, the rest of them, Comey, Orr, Strzok, Page, Brennan, Clapper, and of course, the Obamas. They all need to be held accountable. And now is the time that we have to take them out legally and peacefully before they destroy us, because we know that they're coming for us. They're already coming for us. We need to make matters clear. It is left versus right. They started the war. We now have to finish it peacefully and legally. So the president needs to use his powers. He has tremendous powers. He can order Barr to conduct investigations. He can tell Barr to actually obey the law and not hide his head in the sand. He's had the chance to indict Comey twice over the last several months, a referral by even an Obama inspector general for a criminal prosecution. Same thing for former FBI Director McCabe. Same thing for Hillary Clinton with regard to her misuse of the Clinton Foundation, along with Bill Clinton and their daughter Chelsea, who use it as a racketeering enterprise. Now is the time to clean house. You don't let them get up off the mat. And let's clean house at Fox News as well, because what we've got there are a bunch of leftists who are trying to undermine the president. You have a few in the prime time who aren't. But look at Chris Wallace. Look at so-called Judge Napolitano, a complete hack. I frankly, I doubt that he was ever a judge. I don't know what he was a judge of. You've got Leland Vitter. You've got Juan Williams, Arthel Neville. It's unbelievable. I mean, Fox Trust's trying to play both sides of the street. You know why? Because the person who owns it and runs it, Lachlan Murdoch, is a raving leftist. It is moving to the left. I don't watch it anymore. I turn it off. I don't watch MSNBC. I don't watch CNN. I read the internet. I read newspapers. I get my news from other sources. I don't want to dignify these people because right now we need clarity in what we're doing. We don't need a station like Fox News that talks out of both sides of its mouth and puts on Napolitano a minute after the president is acquitted on impeachment and says, well, maybe he's probably going to be impeached again for something else. Get that hack off of there. It's unbelievable. Or Chris Wallace. Go back to where you belong, some leftist network. Or Juan Williams, who years ago had to resign from the Washington Post. I'm not saying he did it for sexual harassment, but has no problems attacking Trump on his so-called poor treatment of women. So this is something that you need to really address right now. I want you to join Freedom Watch's Justice League because now we're in a war. They have declared war. The president's been committed. They're not acquitted. They're not giving up. Gerald Nadler says we're going to continue this thing. They all say they're going to continue this thing. Where are you, Lindsey Graham? Hiding your head in the sand? Come out of the closet, Lindsey Graham, and do your job. So join Freedom Watch's Justice League. Join our citizens' grand juries. Support us. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. freedomwatchusa.org. We are your Justice Department. We just don't get documents. We bring hard-hitting cases in citizens' grand juries. Again, we're your Justice Department. And thank you to Radio America for letting me tell the truth every day in this podcast and also on our radio show, Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman. You can find this podcast and the radio show at radioamerica.com. You can find it on Freedom Watch's website at freedomwatchusa.org. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Patreon. Get the word out. We are at war. We have to fight back, and we will win. And that's my message for today. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the American people. And God save America. We're at war. Don't forget it. Thank you for listening.
Hey, Kev, the client needs that document ASAP.
I'm trying, but the internet is so slow. And now it isn't working at all.
Is your internet provider holding your business back? Switch to one who keeps you moving forward. At Cox Business, we know how crucial connectivity is to your business. That's why we give you the peace of mind of around-the-clock network monitoring and 24/7 support. So if your provider isn't setting your business up for success, make the switch to Cox Business today. Get 50 megs of internet for only $95 per month with a 3-year agreement. Ends 4/30/20. Restrictions apply. Visit coxbusiness.com for details.